Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of our entitled parents. In today's episode,
Karen steals all my Pokémon cards.
Disney mom cult saves the day. I am treated like a prisoner. Father just leaves disabled son at the gate.
Before we get started, make sure to subscribe so you will never miss a video.
So let's get started.
Karen steals all my Pokémon cards.
Disney mom cult saves the day. Characters: me, 8 years old girl.
Mom, member of Disney mom cult.
Karen. Brat, Karen's kid.
So to set the story, my family was camping up in the Canadian North.
It was a large family cabin, meaning only families with small kids could stay there.
We shared it with about 10 other families. I was playing with the family's kids and showing off my Pokémon cards. I was a huge collector and had so many rare cards. One kid, Brat, showed an especial interest.
"Those are so cool," Brat says. "Heck yeah! I love Pokémon me. I want them," Brat says. "You can get the at Walmart." Me. I think that is the end of it as he walks off after a little bit of chatting. About 10 minutes Karen appears and approaches me, which I thought was creepy since I was a little kid and at the point alone. "Hey there, little girl. Brat said you have some cool Pokémons. Brat would really like those Pokémons," says Karen.
Karen then pulled out $10 and offered it for all my Pokémon cards.
No way. Pokémon is like my favorite thing ever, I say.
I'm creeped out but flattered that even an adult likes my Pokémon cards. She leaves still giving me creeper vibes. Time passed and the kids all came, except Brat, out of their rooms and decided to make a giant pillow fort in the living room space. I leave my Pokémon card binder on the big log table I had been sitting at this entire time.
After I help make a glorious pillow fort, I come back to my table. The binder is gone. I immediately start freaking out looking for it. After looking for it for a bit, I see Brat looking suspicious in the hallway. "Hey Brat, have you seen my Pokémon cards? I can't find them," I say, extremely distressed. Brat smiles and says, "Mommy said that I could have them." "What? No, give them back," I say. The rest is fuzzy, but I remember my mom confronting the Karen. The Karen insisted she knew nothing about it. When I said what the kid had told me, the kid denied it. We even asked the person running the camp if they could search Karen and Brat's room, but it was against camp policy. I am extremely sad for the rest of the trip. The only card I have left is the ED card I always kept in my back pocket. When we returned, my mom got to work. My mom was in what we referred to as the Disney cult. It was an online forum kind of like 4chan, but only for middle-aged women obsessed with Disney. Like in an unhealthy amount. My mom made a forum about what had happened to me. Well, the Disney mommy bloggers stepped. For the next 3 months I received mail of Pokémon cards. All with extremely kind handwritten letters of sympathy. I got back only a fraction of what I lost, but my faith in humanity had been restored. To this day I am still touched by their actions. Thank you, Disney mom and cult. If Karen and Brat are reading this, fuck you. Give me back my Holo Charizard. If you had cards that were really valuable, you could have gotten the police involved. The camp might not help, but the police would have. Even if the cards weren't valuable. Stealing is stealing, and you could have pressed charges or gotten the mom arrested for theft. My mom would have just barged into their room and dealt with it herself, regardless if it was against the rules. She didn't spend all that money and listen to all that begging and nagging for some little shit to come in and take what isn't theirs. Happy cake day. I think I would storm into their room myself, and probably not stop until I found the binder, or until somebody got me out with force.
I am so sorry that this happened to you, and so freaking mad at what they did. I too am a Pokémon collector, so I can feel where you're coming from.
I wish Karen and Brat got their asses handed to them one way or another. Thank you very much.
I would have just broke into their room and taken what's mine back, if I was angry enough.
I am treated like a prisoner.
I, F18, just turned 18, 2 months ago. My mom begged me to stay at home and I gave in, and am still currently living with her and my stepdad. I recently got a job at a popular coffee shop, and they recently got jobs at a local zoo down the road from us. My stepdad confiscated my debit card, so I have no access to my money, and they decided to take $300 out of my account without my knowledge for bills. I don't even have a car or license yet because nobody wants to help me, and I'm only staying at home because they wanted me to. On top of that, I still have to ask for permission to do things, even though I am 18 and paying bills with them now, and they always say no. I just had to get this off my chest because I have no idea what I should do. A little update: 1 year later, I'm happily moved out with my boyfriend, no contact with parents, and happy.
Go to the bank, cancel your debit card, and get a new one. Look for a new place to live.
If your parents had to beg you to not move out 2 months ago, and then treat you that way, just go back on your decision.
Yes, do this tomorrow.
If it is a joint account because you were under 18, take all but $1 out and make a new account at a different bank.
What they did is theft. If transportation to the bank is an issue, call their fraud line to report it. Okay, first off, you're 18. Honey, you're an adult. Stop asking for permission, you absolutely do not need it.
Just give them the courtesy of a heads up. You're not looking for a yes or no from them anymore, just to inform them of what you're gonna be doing. Secondly, they begged you to stay so they could have you subsidize their living. The money they are getting from you is money they A, have no physical need of, and 2, have no legal claim to. Get yourself to the bank and get that account closed completely. Go to a different bank and open up another account there, and do not for any reason ever allow them to even lay eyes on your card. And lastly, the reason they're not helping you with a car or a license is that they're holding you back. For some odd reason, they're expecting you to play along with this remain a kid forever and be under our heels until we grind you into dust nonsense. They have no intention of ever letting you go. Allowing you freedom of movement isn't gonna happen, so you're gonna have to take that shit by force.
You can do this. You are smart enough. You are brave enough. You are enough.
Get your important documents and things together, and start saving money for an apartment somewhere they'll never find it. And if they start threatening crazy stuff like calling the cops for a mental wellness check or any such shit, just do it yourself. They take false reports very seriously.
Report your card stolen and get a new one.
I would get a new card and refuse them access to your account.
That's not cool, and if you can move out if they freak put, then so be it. You're an adult. Be free. Father just leaves disabled son at the gate.
So, my son goes to a special needs school. Last week they started a school summer holiday club running over 2 weeks. My son went last week and there were some spaces left for this week, and he was lucky enough to get another spot. Yesterday a boy turned up and me and the other parents didn't realize anything was off until the organizer asked why he was there, and she had told him that there wasn't a space for him on Friday. She asked where his dad was and he said he left. This man dropped his son off and just drove off. The school had no choice but to take him. I couldn't help myself but say to my friend, who does that? So I turned up this morning and guess what? He showed up again and went to drive off again. Luckily the son had left his bag in the car, so one of the other workers flagged the father down. I have no idea what the organizer said to him or whether they sent the boy home.
I guess I will find out this afternoon when I pick my son. But, what the hell, these are seriously vulnerable children.
I wouldn't even just leave a child with no special needs without making sure they go into the building.
For context, these children are under 16s. So yeah, just wanted to vent. Update 3rd of August, so here is an update.
I didn't get the info on what happened yesterday, but he showed up this morning. The father did come to the gate, but only stayed for a minute and got in his car and left before the children were let in.
I'm assuming they must have worked something out.
It still upset me again that he just left him there, but I kept an eye on him until they were let in. The school should have called the police and reported the father for child abandonment. Exactly what I was thinking. They should have informed the father that if he doesn't pick up the kid, they will contact the police or even CPS.
When I worked a program for elementary school kids, if a parent didn't pick up their kid within 2 hours after, we have to call the police. Thankfully, it never happened while I was there. Wow, unbelievable.
I have a 13-year-old special needs son. I can't imagine just dropping him off without an adult there to take responsibility. Like a teacher, caretaker.
Someone. I have people do this at my salon.
They just drive up, kick the kid out, and leave. The child just comes in confused and unable to communicate what they need or want and cannot pay. So I have to try to communicate, which makes them nervous, and then they just sit in the waiting room after for a long time looking lost, trying to call and text mom, but she's too busy shopping to care.
We aren't a daycare. It's horrible. Multiple moms do this.
They just leave, and sometimes special needs kids have meltdowns or freak out and start grabbing my tools or trying to spray water everywhere, and I'm not trained how to handle these sorts of things, so I get nervous and it takes way longer to cut their hair, which ruins my whole day. Call the cops and tell them the situation and let them take care of it. Not your problem to be taking care of abandoned kids.
That's so wrong.
I used to work in an aftercare center and I had a thick file for all of my special needs kids: who to call, what to do with medications, how to handle/avoid trigger issues, information on the level of supervision they required, the accommodations they needed, etc. For a custodial parent to drop off a child without any documentation or information or a reliable contact number is inexcusable. For all of you making excuses for this POS, just stop.
Parenting is hard.
Parenting a child with special needs is harder. But you don't just get to drop your child off and run. Even a child without special needs has to be formally signed into a daycare/day camp with any instruction noted, lunchbox handed over, etc. And this sounded more like someone who wanted his child to be in the holiday club, whether there was space or not.
If you made it to the end of the video, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe and share, and we will see you in the next video.